Alright, I think the live is good. I think the live is good. I could be wrong. Okay, the live feed is good, so we are going live. This is White Wolf, and I wanted to talk about embracing and rejoicing in the enlightenment journey and really just being carefree and to be charismatic towards the way that you want your alignment to be. And just being thankful and having gratitude every day and living every day as if every day is the beginning of something new. So showing up to your life as if you're meant to be there. So embracing and rejoicing and having gratitude and being thankful every day that you wake up will allow you to accentuate and encapsulate your vibration, because it will allow you to rethink and reshape everything within your life. So when you focus your intention and your energy on stuff that really makes you feel endowed within the light of your spirit, that makes you fall in love with your life, that makes you want to go search for other things to fill the void within yourself, and then you find your placement. You realize that you're positionless. You realize that you multiply by the layers that we shed and the breaking away from conditionings, the breaking away of feeling less than, the breaking away of feeling like we are a solid object. So we have to realize that we are this energetic being of love and light, and that we are non-physical. So when we embrace the highest form of enlightenment, it's not going to feel like we have to force things to happen. It's not going to feel like we have to struggle or we have to put all of our intention and all of our power into something. But it miraculously and allows us to realign to the vision that is present, and we allow the vision to become who we are. So signs, confirmation, miracles, and wonders happen every single day, and we just have to refocus and reshape our perception on how to be vulnerable enough to be receptive towards them. So it's just sometimes us not willing to receive and to breathe and to allow ourselves to be blessed by everything that Spirit wants for us. So we have to allow for blessing, but we also have to speak to the blessing. We have to change our language. We have to change the way that we're going about life, and we have to reverse the reflections that is present, so that when we reverse those reflections, we allow ourselves to be interwoven and interconnected to different streams of consciousness, to the source code of creation, and we allow ourselves to embrace that law of assumption, that we can assume our position, that we can assume the very fact that we did not have the past, but we have the eternal now, and we have the present, and we can live forever, and that we can embrace the heaven that is here now. So when we embrace and we rejoice, we're really accompanying ourselves with the highest form of enlightenment, meaning that you're letting go and you're surrendering more, and you're being more vulnerable and receptive, and you're heightening the sense of hearing, the seeing, the being itself. So you allow yourself to embrace every single moment as if it is a gift, as if it is something that is magical, that is wonderful. You have to see the alchemy in every situation, and you have to see that every moment of your life, whether you are awakened or not, there was magic there. There was transcendence there. And there was initiation upon initiation that generated different realities and also generated different dynamics, and also changing the paradigm itself. So embracing and rejoicing means that you don't care whether you're here or you're there, because it's purifying where you're coming from instead of where you're going. It's really seeing that just because you think you are here doesn't mean that you are, but you are everywhere. You're experiencing everything all at once, and what you're doing is that in each moment you're just perfecting the transcendent moment that you're having here, the experiences that you're having. You've had every type of experience that's ever been experienced on this earth plane. So you have to realize that if I've had every type of experience that's ever been experienced, then I must do something that's completely out of the ordinary, that's catching everybody off guard, that's allowing yourself to ignore the roar but follow your heart and use action as a way of using discernment and authority. So when you allow yourself to be intertwined with that parallel self, and you allow yourself to redesign your focus and realign your actions and your vibrations and the way that you're emitting that frequency and the vibration, and also the emotion that comes with it. All ideas expand from the energy that is behind the idea. And also let me know if the internet connection is good. Let me know if I'm not frozen. If anybody could let me know in the comment section before I continue on. But really, I just felt very thankful, and I had a lot of gratitude, and I've been journaling a lot with my experiences with Sasquatch, and just feeling the influx of energy, feeling a lot of change within my life, and also just being thankful of the people who receive from me, and knowing that we are here to be of service to one another, and that's how the planet comes into more freedom and more fearlessness and being more courageous, and also just having divine obedience. I think when we have divine obedience, we allow ourselves to follow the breadcrumb trail of excitement. We allow ourselves to not go against the grain, and we allow ourselves to be a little more edgy, to break a lot of rules, and to really let go of, just like some people think they're woke, but to be awakened is a different statement. It's a different definition altogether. So you have to redesign the narrative and the theme and align your archetype to the way that your life wants to be designed and made manifest, and being that exhalation of the breath and being that patience, because patience means that you're not waiting for something, but you already have everything that you've ever desired. You have everything that is present. You know that you're the projector and the creator and the elevation of energy itself. So the embracing and the rejoicing and the gratitude, meaning that you're living the prophecy, and you get to play with the energy that is present, and you get to play with the prophecy that has been laid for you. And if you live your life as if the doors of heaven are laid at your feet, then you will live a very abundant life. So you have to see that by opening these different portals and gateways and doors allows us to unlock something within ourselves. Let me know if the internet connection is good. But embracing and rejoicing and going for it and finding something to live for every day, and knowing that you're worthy of living this life here and now. So you're worthy of living this life here and now, ever present, ever flowing. And if you just accept it without any personal bias, that this is now, this is the power that I have presently, and that I can use my gift to be a blessing and a source of energy and an outlet, so that I can allow myself to empower myself with my action, with demonstrating grace in action, and then I can allow myself to see that I can unlock anything that I want to unlock in this earth plane. So it's just like buying a lottery ticket. You can't be negative towards yourself or put yourself down and then win that lottery ticket, because you've already determined your outcome. So don't allow the outcomes to determine who you are. Allow the outcomes to flow to the energy and the currency that you are. You are already breathing that prosperity in. You already know what it feels like to have the money and to have the cars, or to have the success in the retreats or the seminars that you want to conduct, or workshops. In a sense, I'm hearing some of you will do that. But you have to be that person before you experience that person. You have to love that person, accept that person before you experience that aspect of that I am presence being reflected back to you. So it's really understanding that the only obstacles that we throw in our way is the banana peels that we throw under ourselves. So if we can step past the banana peels, if we don't give in to the resistance, if we stop giving our power away to allegiances that are not elevating the energy, and have belief systems that support us, have emotions that support us, but also have everything around us be a support system itself. So if you have a relationship that is a support system, or then you have a relationship that's very toxic, you have to use the law of subtraction. You got to take that out of your life and then add something else within your life. And sometimes it's really just going your own way and following your own resonance and knowing where your truth lies and knowing where you stand within the heart of consciousness so that you can be the heart of the universe, so that you're not allowing your flow to be messed with. And you allow yourself to see that it's the master and the God that you're searching within yourself to find. And you will have all the tools and all the skill sets and the words to say and the people to have that energy transference and that exchange. Because we're here to have an energy exchange and an energy transference between other entities of love and light. So we're all here to receive from one another, but we're all here just to share. And it doesn't mean we have to agree to disagree, or we have to prove this person wrong or set this straight. The generational curses will be broken. The doors of limitations will be lifted off of you. Everything that you feel like you need to conquer will be defeated. You just have to keep going with the current, and you have to keep going with emotions, and you have to stay dedicated to the journey that is present. And you can't allow yourself to waver from it. You can't allow yourself to fall flat on your face. But even if you do, you have the ability to get back up. You have the ability to pull yourself out of the rut that you're in, the phase that you're in, and to continue on and to persevere and to not stay there. God Source energy never leaves us at a certain state. I believe we get wisdom, discernment, reflections, and lessons so that we embrace the catalyst, so that we embrace the lessons, so that we know what we need to do when we need to do it. So I'm glad the live feed is actually working. I hope I get to save this video because I think it's a very good one. I felt very happy. I had a lot of gratitude in my heart and rejoicing and just loving every moment and loving the parts where I am healing my unworthiness and also like healing past lifetimes and doing stuff out of obedience. Rather, I find discomfort with it, right? I think that's what's beautiful about the spiritual journey. We're forced to do stuff, we're forced to face stuff, and we're forced to heal stuff within ourselves. Rather, we like the discomfort of it. Rather, we like being triggered by it because it allows us to heal out of this certain stage that we're in so that we can be interconnected, so we can come back into balance of who we really are and what we really want to be. Also, if you're on this live feed, just know that you can book private sessions as well for $70 for psychic readings, healings, activations. Whitewolf the Oracle YouTube, Instagram whitewolf4741, and BitChute whitewolf the Oracle 23_ @ But what's important about embracing and rejoicing and having gratitude and finding your happiness, it allows you to be successful and have a successful frame of mind and heart because it is the twin heart, it is the reciprocation, it is the infinity symbol. So it allows yourself to find that balance. It allows you to recalibrate everything in your life that is trying to flip the switch, that's trying to give you the light bulb. And then you find all these things that are reflecting back for you and giving you confirmation and having these magical transcendent experiences with your guides, with your higher self, but also just exploring yourself and feeling the energy that is present. And it's like I had an experience with Sasquatch where I sat in a circle with them and we all connected telepathically. And it's just looking at those moments and seeing them as graduation ceremonies and a reason to celebrate your life, a reason to celebrate something, a reason to be excited, showing up to your life as if you're meant to be there and seeing the beauty in everything. I think that's, at the end of the day, what's important. And also with this live, we're going to be doing a meditation. So I hope the internet connection is good. I've had to restart this thing 20 times. So I had to restart this thing like 20 times. So I hope it's good. I hope it's all well. But what I really wanted to get across was that we're all here for a reason, and we're all infinitely loved, and we're all a part of the growing abundance that is here. And we're all here to lift each other up and not tear each other down. And we're ending disruption. We're ending the energy of the destroyer of worlds. But Now we're the building blocks of creation. Now we're a part of this new golden age. And a lot of us are finally standing up for the heart of creation. And the goal of consciousness is to share your truth and to give it in the most authentic way, because then it will allow someone else to not give up on themselves. Because if we give up on ourselves, we're really giving up on God. We're giving up on the source of creation that made us. And we're also just living the prophecy that is present. The prophetic nature is allowing us to generate these prophecy, allowing these prophets to be taught and to be learned and to have wisdom and discernment, but also giving us a sense of maturation and giving us a sense of having all the tools that we need within our lives. Some of us feel lost. Some of us feel like disoriented and angry and not understanding why we have to keep going through this, or the revolving door, or healing, or feeling like we have to break away from certain patterns and relationships and certain paradigms. And then once we do that, our whole life changes in the matter of an instant, because we just finally gave ourselves that moment of peace, that moment of tranquility, and we just gave ourselves a moment to breathe, a moment to find our bearing and find our footing and see that we're doing everything that we can. So if you just keep continuing doing what you're doing, just know that it's important. All of the work that we do as light workers is very important. You are important and you're infinitely loved. And there is nothing more important than the way that you follow your resonance and your truth, and living an abundant life and not settling for anything less. Don't settle for less. Don't settle for being unworthy. Don't settle for staying in a toxic relationship, or settling for patterns and distortion and toxic natures and all of these things that don't give us life. Show up to your life, like live life and be ecstatic and happy for the very fact that you get to rejoice and embrace it. And it's like this morning, we don't have to be in a box. We don't have to be in a cage. We don't have to have these generational curses. We don't have to be like our parents if we don't want to be like our parents. We don't have to be like the people that raised us. We don't have to be like anybody, because we become our own unique individuation of creation. And that's what's beautiful. We become our individuation of creation. Meaning that we become a non-dual awareness, meaning that we have an independent awareness outside of ourselves and inside of ourselves. So there's a balancing of the scales, and the way that we live as society, the way that we eat and dress and set our intention on everything that we do. So I have to look at this coffee as nutrients as I'm drinking it. I can bless the coffee. I can bless what I'm wearing. I can bless the cigars that I smoke. And I can bless it and make sure that it's of a divine nutrients. So basically you're taking like a metaphysical communion, if you will. Because I remember I was going through something and I had to take communion every morning, and I would eat this bread and I offer this up to the I Am Presence, and I offer for blessings, for healing, for release, or whatever that was. And then I would eat it, and then I would drink some water, because you're taking the embodiment of Christ consciousness. You're taking in the communion so that you can come back to yourself and eat the fruits of your labor. So you're basically taking a metaphysical communion. And we allow ourselves to, we don't have to find salvation in dastardly ways, you know. I know I'm saying some terms that will kind of, so if someone could let me know. So let me know if I'm freezing up before I conduct the meditation. So let me know if I'm doing okay. Just type in the comments section. And if you're watching on other platforms, this is White Wolf. So we're going to do the meditation anyway. Let's just screw it. So focus on an object. Focus your intention on rejoicing and embracing and loving who you are at this exact moment. Just know that There is nothing that can cancel out the divine, the grace, the anointing, and equipping and empowering yourself with the tree of life, and knowing that you are the manifestation of life. That when we let go and that we surrender and that we open up more to this transcendence and this embodiment of source energy, we can allow ourselves to reciprocate the energy that is present so that it is going in a perfected vortex, so that we can place everything inside of that vortex and that we can merge that vortex with that absolute reality. And then we can allow ourselves to embrace the appearance of light, which is the appearance of all things. So with this meditation, take a deep breath. Exhale. And just see how precious and how important and how sacred you are for this time and presence and energy of relevancy and staying within that moment, because you will live forever, and that there's no difference between love and forgiveness. They're the same thing. It all comes back to love. Even any emotion that is of a negative nature always comes back to love and forgiveness and letting go and releasing and surrendering deeper to the I am presence. It always brings us back to that sense of peace, to that sense of stability, to give us structure, to offer us lessons, and to allow ourselves to think differently, to be differently, to act differently, to react differently, to be proactive towards life instead of unconsciously being a receiver of life, but we can be a conscious co-creator of life. So we can allow this vulnerability and this sensitivity and this love to just flow through our veins. Be grateful that you're alive. Be grateful that you made it through the dark night of the soul. That if you went through hell to get where you are today, I want you to be very proud of the person that you have become. And I want you to know that you are loved and that you are sacred and that you are very important for the growing nature of consciousness. Just know that you're important, that your journey is important. It's a prophecy so that all these prophecies can be fulfilled. And the philosophy of life is just asking questions and not being afraid to raise your hand, not being afraid to seek it out, not being afraid to act upon it. And when you do this, you'll just follow that obedience, those confirmation, those signs and miracles and wonders, and you'll be just open to them, open to receive them, and just to be a blessing, to stand up and to follow your calling, whatever that may be. It could be a good mother, it could be the best at your job, it could be the best psychic reader ever. Whatever it might be, just be the best that you can be. Show up to your life as if you're meant to be there. And just know that everything is just okay, and you're doing just fine. You're right on time. You're right on schedule. And I think you need to be very, very proud of who you are today. And knowing that your story, that your love, your heart, and tenacity can help another person. Can help another person see through the illusion, see through lack, and to live an abundant life. To be that breath of fresh air, to be the exhalation, to be the peace that you have laying in your bed at night. That you can have your victory lap if you really want it to be, and to break out of the loops, break out of the generational curses, break out of the false projections. Also, just to break away from only using the mind to think instead of to channel. You are the beginning. You are the aquifer flow that comes from the river of source. You are the cup that runs into another cup. They are always fulfilled in any type of situation, any type of circumstance, any type of challenge. That you are just there and you're ready. And you're confident and you're bold because God favors the bold and the brave and the courageous. But just let go today. Just feel your power. Feel how important you are on this earth plane. And when you see how important you really are, you will see that everything else falls away. There are no mistakes. There are no past transgressions that you can never be forgiven for. There are no paths that you could have taken that were more important than the path that you're on right now. Be an emotionally intelligent being. Don't be afraid of your sensitivity or your vulnerability or your surrender. But be who you want to be. Have what you want to have in your life. Be the artist of your life. Everything is on that projector screen and you can slap it on there like a bumper sticker or like a paint. Become your palace of creation. And also at the end of the day, we have to take the training wheels off. We have to let go of the past. And we just have to open ourselves up to the Almighty and the powerful and embrace our psychic abilities. And to just show up and to be a loving force of transcendence. And above all else, then that's all you have to do, is be gifted in the way that you are gifted. A lot of people have different gifts. I have my gift, you have your gift. So let that gift be the gift that keeps on giving. And it will be what it needs to be. And it will be by your design, by how you want it to be, by how you choose it to be, by how you embrace that free will, but also by embracing the very fact that you don't need to control, but you fully let go and you have embraced the higher self, which is God manifested in the human body, which is the oracle of love, light, and wisdom. Take one last deep breath.